to week 9 of Fantasy Help Desk presented by Current Technologies. My name is Ramon Bassett along with my partner Brendan Lembrecht.
Howdy folks.
And we are back here after another huge week of NFL action and more importantly, fantasy football.
That's right, Ramon. It was another big weekend in the NFL, and now that we're through week 9, we are officially over halfway through the NFL season, which also means a lot of rookie players are officially halfway through their first year. So when we look for fantasy value, a good way to compare it is think about stocks. Okay. When you're looking at a player, treat it like a stock. You know, maybe they've had some bad news in the past, which is why they're trending low, but maybe things have changed and that's why they're going to trend up and maybe start giving you some dividends soon.
Buy low and sell high?
Exactly,
okay.
Yeah. So we're looking at some rookie receivers this year who maybe their stock price is trending a little low, but we think in the coming weeks they might be about to pay some big dividends.
All right, well, that's good. In today's world, finding good value is hard. Everyone is trying to get the best bang for the buck. That's why Current Technologies has a service retainer hour program. Now, unlike some traditional managed service providers, we don't charge a monthly fee or a contract. And so let's say, for example, you have a traditional payment plan and let's say nothing goes wrong or you don't need any type of support. Well, you're still paying that regardless. You're paying for services you don't need. Now with Current Technologies, you can buy hours up front at a discounted rate, and they're good for up to 3 years. And this allows you to be in control of when you want to use it, how you want to use it for small, large projects, or whatever. And at the end of the 3 years, if you still have some time left, it'll convert into value towards an IT hardware.
Yeah, like cameras, servers, firewalls, any of that good stuff.
Yeah.
So now let's get into this show. First up this week, we've talked about him in the past, Elijah Moore. New York Jets wide receiver. He averaged about 9.3 up to this point, but the last 2 weeks he's averaged 20 points per game. He's still available in 84% of leagues, which I think is criminally low. You know, the first 5 weeks of the season, he essentially made me look like a fool because I believed in him strongly early, but I think those dividends are about to start paying off. The last 3 weeks, he set personal records for targets, receptions, and snap percentage, and he had a monster night last Thursday against the Colts with 27 fantasy points.
So Rashod Bateman, so with Baltimore, averaged 9.4 points per game, and last 2 weeks was 10.5, and he's available in 75% of leagues. Now, he missed the first 5 weeks of the season after undergoing preseason surgery, but in the first 3 games back, he has racked up 12 catches for 161 yards.
That
sounds like he's
for a rookie.
Yeah, sounds like he's hungry. He's ready to go out and actually play. Now, we're still waiting for his breakout performance, but having this kind of role despite missing so much time at the beginning, that gives a good sign for the remainder of the season moving forward. With the Thursday night game up against the floundering Dolphins, defense this week could be very well in the week he breaks out.
Yep, I do agree with that fully. Lastly, for the receivers this week, I know he's not a rookie, but I still consider him a very young player, is Brandon Aiyuk, wide receiver for the 49ers. He's averaged about 6.9 per game, but the last 2 weeks he's got that number up to around 15 points, and he's still available in 55% of leagues. He was the consensus #1 sleeper pick coming into this year's draft, and like most normal sleepers, fantasy managers were correct to sleep on him for a while. He just couldn't seem to get out of head coach Kyle Shanahan's doghouse. He kept having bad weeks of practice or more coach talk like that. However, I think the tides are finally starting to turn for him. Aiyuk had the best game of his career last Sunday where he had 8 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown.
Nice.
That's great fantasy production, and this sets him up nicely for this next week's matchup against the LA Rams. Rams star cornerback Jalen Ramsey is predicted to be shadowing the 49ers' number one receiver, Deebo Samuel, which lines Aiyuk up against significantly lesser cornerbacks. I think Garoppolo should be looking at him if Samuel is covered tightly, and I think this could be another great game for him.
Wow. Hey, I got a bonus tip. Okay. Bonus tip.
Okay.
Bonus tip. Ramondre Stevenson. Okay? So he's a New England running back and averaged 12.6 points last week. Got 12.6 last week.
Okay.
With Damian Harris out, okay, with a head injury, Stevenson could be in for a big role in the Week 10 matchup with Cleveland.
Okay, I like that.
Bonus tip.
I like that one as well. So thank you guys very much for tuning into Week 9 of the Fantasy Help Desk presented by Current Technologies. If you like this content, please let us know by going ahead and liking, sharing, and commenting. If you have any topics that you'd like to see us cover in the upcoming weeks, go ahead and drop those in the comments and we'll get to them.
Yeah, so please follow us on all our social media platforms. Look us up at Current Technologies Corporation and reach out to us for all of your IT and physical security needs. Until next week, buy low, sell high.